I know you. I know a lot of you guys are looking at this title. Yes, welcome. I know you. I know you guys are looking at this title to this podcast, and you are thinking like, "Oh, are you crazy? What is this guy talking about? How dare I compare the Knicks to the 2014 Warriors team, a team that was built for greatness, a team that exceeded all expectations, a dynasty, champions. How can I say these things when talking the New York Knicks? Well, that's easy because just like the Warriors had faith in their squad and their front office, me, I truly have faith in the New York Knicks squad and their front office. And I'm talking about Leon Rose, an agent who we all know was turned into the president of the New York Knicks. You could relate him to Bob Myers, also an agent turned president. Steph Curry, who was a slept on player, because we all know if the roles could be reversed right now, Steph Curry would go number one overall in that draft. No one knew that he was going to be this good. And I bet you most of us, or should I say most of them, who are not New York Knicks fans, will be saying that same thing about RJ Barrett in the future to come. And that's just two that we're going to be talking about tonight. But it's not all. So without further ado, good evening, Knicks fans. It's ya boy. And you are now tuned in to another episode of OU and Knicks podcast. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. And if you're new to the channel or a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed, then what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button for your boy so you can link in with me every time I drop a new video or live stream. So be a part of this Knicks family because you are just as vital to this podcast as I am. And as always, I'll be getting into the comment section and talking to you guys, getting your input on why am I looking so crazy right now? Because I know that's what you're thinking. I get it. I get you. So all I'll ask right now is for all of you to just hear me out. Hear my reasoning. Shout out to Hinker Harms. He up in the chat already. How you doing, bro? How are you? Do I sound crazy or not to you? Let me know. Let me know right now. Do I sound crazy when I say the New York Knicks are the 2014 Golden State Warriors? Am I crazy, Hinker? He said the front office needs to be at least 6 to 10. We're going to touch on that. Don't worry. We are going to touch on that. We're going to touch on the players and the front office. But I want to know from all you guys who's listening right now, am I crazy for saying that the New York Knicks are the 2014 Golden State Warriors? That's what I want to know. Now, of course, when I say the Knicks are the new 2014 Warriors, I don't mean that they're going to go out and win a championship next season. Nah. Or that they have the best shooter in the world and the best player in the world, because that's what I consider Steph Curry right now. I don't care what nobody's saying. Steph Curry is the best player in the world. But I'm not saying that the Knicks have the best shooter in the world. Although, I could be honest with this. I believe Quentin Grimes, if he's developed right, he could easily become a top 10 shooter in the league. Maybe even all time. Shout out to a sports fan. He said, one day we will see the Knicks win a champion. That's a guaranteed fact, brother. That's a guaranteed fact. We're going to see the Knicks win a championship in the near future. As long as they develop the players right and treat the players who mean the most to us the best that they possibly can, I believe the Knicks will go far and they will get a championship. Sport, excuse me. A sports fan also said RJ Barrett will be finals MVP. Yes, that's the type of attitude that I'm looking for, man. Thank you. That's the type of attitude that I want to see, because I have all the faith in my guys. Henker Harm said Stephen at the Knicks could be cool. Oh man, don't even talk about that. Like, even if the team sucks for 3 years. But what I want to say is, to all you guys who's listening, and I definitely want to thank you guys again for linking in with your boy and joining this chat, because I'm going to be saying some crazy things, but at the end of this, I hope that you guys could at least somewhat agree with the things that I'm going to be saying. And what I want to say is, what makes a elite team? And when I mean elite, I mean elite. Not good, not okay, but elite. And you need to be on the same page from top to bottom if you wanted to be a elite team. Meaning, you have to be all set from the owner to the players, from top to bottom. You, no matter who you are on that team, you have to play your part. Like, take for instance, we all know Joe Lacob, the Warriors owner, who we have witnessed has said plenty of times that they are willing to go in the luxury tax to retain the players they need to win a championship. Do we or do we not have that? Let me know in the chat. Do we or do we not have a owner who is willing to go into the luxury tax for a championship? Shout out to the sports fan. He said, "If imagine if Jaden Ivey goes to the Knicks. Imagine, bro. Imagine." But I want you guys to let me know this. Who, or should I say, not even who, but do we have a owner of the team who is willing to go into the luxury tax for a championship just like Joe Lacob of the Golden State Warriors? Shout out to Hinkham Harms. He said, yes, we do, in my opinion. In my opinion, too, bro. He did it with Melo. He even paid Phil Jackson to come in and be the president of basketball operations. Wasn't he willing to drop a bag on Kevin Durant? Amari Stoudemire got the bag, right? So I agree with you. In my opinion, Dolan is not one to shy away from the bank. Shout out to Hinkham Harves. He said Dolan will be forced if we have a nice league position. Facts. He will. And he won't be scared. He won't be scared to do it. He won't be scared to drop that bag or make the necessary decision to put us in a position that will win us a championship. We've seen it time and time again with Jim Dolan. He's not scared to do that. And yeah, I know what some of you probably are thinking. You could say like he should have paid some players, or he should have gave Pat Riley what he wanted back in the days. But we got to be fair here. We really don't know what played out behind those closed doors that forced James Dolan to make those decisions. All I know is if I had to bet whether James Dolan will spend that money to get a ring, I'm betting that he would. There's nothing anybody can tell me. Nothing. Nobody can tell me that will make me think that if given the chance, James Dolan would not spend that paper to get a ring. He's going to put whatever financial support is needed. He's going to put whatever person is in position to make that decision. He's going to cut every corner. Why? Because we know that James Dolan wants this team to have a ring. So I don't have no doubt about it that James Dolan is going to blow that bag out, fill that bag up for the New York Knicks in order to get a ring. Now, in addition to having an owner who's ready to fill that bag up to make a team elite, you also have to have a front office who's ready to do whatever to find the talent that will make that franchise propel to the next step. I'm talking back channeling, scouts who don't sleep, talkers. And when I'm talking about talkers, people who get deals done, cutthroats who have people right in their pockets. You see that in Bob Myers, who is a former agent, like no other than our president, Leon Rose, and his assistant, Worldwide West. These are two individuals who are not only popular in the basketball circles, but the world. And we could honestly say that they have managed or have been even linked to some of the highest paid athletes in America. So, chat, I'll ask you this, and I want you guys to let me know your thoughts here. Would you say that there is some type of comparison between Leon Rose, Worldwide West, and Bob Myers of the Golden State Warriors, who was also an agent doing the same back channeling, talking, cutthroat life that they was doing, that made them so lethal in the agent world? Let me know. What do you guys think? Are Leon Rose and Worldwide West similar to Bob Myers of the Golden State Warriors? Shout out to Hinker Harms. He said, I believe Dolan does the back channeling. Does the backing of about 5 banks to help, has the backing of about 5 banks to help him. We already know he got that. That man is a billionaire. Henker said, money cannot be an issue for the Knicks. We're the Knicks. Excluding soccer, the biggest brand in the world of sports. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because not only do we have an owner, like we was just discussing, that's willing to fill that bag up, we have 2 agents who are loved by many and hated by some, who has been in the NBA realm for over 20 years, who have relationships with all players. You said Jaden Ivey, right? Who is Jaden Ivey under? His agent works for CAA, the same company that Leon Rose, the president of basketball operations, was head of. So you already know these guys already. Look at all the people that's on the Knicks right now that CAA agents. I'm sure they got. I'm not saying that we don't have other players that's for other agents and other agent brackets, but I'm telling you, look at the majority of the Knicks players. A lot of our players are CAA. This is telling you that CAA is basically working for the Knicks. So whether Jaden Ivey even comes to the Knicks, whether they could get the deal done to be able to go get Jaden Ivey, who's to say eventually Jaden Ivey won't be a Knick? Eventually, in his future. Who's to say that? So when I say that the New York Knicks are the 2014 Golden State Warriors, the reason not BKNY, shout out to you, bro. He said, I think the New York Knicks got potential to be the Golden State Warriors, but they got to actually make the decision to the route to the root of the Golden State Warriors by hyper focusing on the youth movement. I agree. I'm one of the people, as you may know, who promotes to get rid of Randall. Not because I don't like him, because he doesn't fit the youth movement. He doesn't fit the timeline for the Knicks. So I'm in complete agreement with you, because I don't think that Randall should be there. I think that RJ Barrett, if you paired, let's say we did get Jaden Ivey in the NBA draft, right? And you paired him with RJ Barrett, do you understand how much of a dynamic wing set that you have right there, you got two players. Hopefully, if Jaden Ivey is the player that we think he is, you have two players who can get it done and take over at any time. Shout out to a sports fan. He said, "Is the Knicks organization still trash, or is it better now?" I truly believe that it's better now. What would make you think that it's not better now? Because we didn't make the playoffs? I don't think that the playoffs really defined us this season. Why? Because you got to understand there was a lot of things that went into this season with us. From the injuries to the placement of Kemba and Fournier, how that didn't necessarily work itself out at the beginning of the season, to the point where you had Tom Thibodeau being forced to take Kemba Walker out of the starting lineup, which hindered the season even more, because in all actuality, it really wasn't just Kemba. It was Kemba, Fournier, and Julius Randle. But instead, because Kemba was the weakest link, he got he the one who got the rocks thrown at him. You get what I mean? It was a lot of things that played into the season that really hindered us from making the playoffs. I truly believe if the thing with Kemba Walker had it happen, Derrick Rose wouldn't have got hurt. You remember during like December to the new year, we had players out for injury, COVID. RJ Barrett missed games, Julius Randle missed games, Alex Burke got hurt. You remember we had a lot of things that went wrong with us through that December, January time. And then you remember they wanted to bring Derrick Rose back, but they couldn't, because you remember he upset his foot again and got hurt. He got the infection in his foot. And by the time that he was able to come back from that, what did we see? They told him the season was basically already over. Shout out to a sports fan. He said, "I don't think the Knicks are a bad team. They are just poorly managed." I mean, they were poorly managed. I believe that Leon Rose and William Wesley, we have to come to the realization that James Dolan really hasn't been too much in the scenes of what goes on with the Knicks. You remember when he hired Phil Jackson, he relinquished all control to Phil Jackson. You do what you feel is right. I'm gonna trust in your decision, and Phil Jackson messed that up. You remember he gave it to Steve Mills and Scott Perry. Steve Mills couldn't get done what he needed to get done. He hired a coach who was more of your buddy than your coach. You get what I mean? So we have to exclude Jim Dolan out. And if you want to say mismanaged by the presidents and the GMs, then I'm in total agreement. Hinker Harm said, "This season with Randall made us realize we cannot rely on one player ever again. Basketball is a team game." I completely agree. Sorry if I'm messaging too much, just passionate about our team. Man, you could be as passionate, man. You could message as much as you want, bro. You can message as much as you want and be as passionate as you can be, because I'm a very passionate fan. I don't have plenty of people tell me that I'm too emotional when it comes to the Knicks. But if you're a person like me who's a Knicks fan and you're very, into your team, then yeah, you're gonna get like that. So I don't have nothing bad to say about what you're doing, bro. Keep doing it, and then you showing me support. So that's always a plus. And I come on here to talk to you guys anyways. Shout out to a sports fan. Tibbs refused to play young guys and relied on vets. That he did. I think he relied too much on Julius Randle. Knicks would have had 40 wins and maybe play-in team. I completely agree. I completely agree. Shout out to Keem Akil. Is that I hope I'm not butchering your name, bro. He said, "I think the Knicks are trending in the right direction finally." Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement, bro. You got to think about it. We got Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, Jericho Sims, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, all players who done showed growth over the season and have shown promise. If we aren't trending in the right direction, then we have a problem. And speaking of them, when we talk about making a team elite, don't forget about our scouts because they picked Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, Grimes, and the players that we see right now that could potentially be an all-star in the future. Henker Harm said, it's the Knicks. Facts. Still 20 years later, we demand respect. History counts in our favor. History will always count in our favors. And not to mention the loyalty of the fans will always count in the Knicks' favors. And let's be honest, as long as our team is putting forth the effort and the the ability to be able to get better each year, then of course, I totally agree with you, man. King of Kill said the fans need to relax and let the young players develop. I completely agree. We definitely need to let them develop. And you could see that in the development of quickly Obi, especially Obi. I think everybody can really sit up here and say that we kind of thought that we was going to get this from RJ Barrett. Can we all agree that? Can we all agree to that? That we thought that we was going to see this growth in RJ Barrett because I truly did. I've been an RJ Barrett stan since he first got drafted. So let me know, guys. What do you think? Did you expect for RJ Barrett to be at the level that he's at right now? Shout out to a sports fan. He said people still say RJ is trash, even though he is young, even though he averaged just as much as the other players. He averaged 20 points per game in his third season. Jason Tatum did that. He didn't get the same kind of hate that RJ Barrett got, did he? So let me know, guys. What do you think about RJ? Do you see RJ Barrett being the Steph Curry of the New York Knicks? And not shooting either. But I'm talking about leadership wise. Let me know, chat. What do you think? King of Kills said yes. Hanker Harm said Obi. Big Shicey said people be hating on. Man, they gonna always hate on RJ, bro. Henker Harm said, I have money on Obi. Obi, man, I think Obi really gonna take a very big step next year. I really do. I think Obi is gonna get it. I think Obi is gonna average around 17 to 18 points next season if we get rid of Julius Randle. Because if you get rid of Julius Randle, then you have no choice but to put Obi Toppin in that starting lineup. And the words that's been going around, I'm pretty sure like you guys done heard as well about the potential to get rid of Randall to Sacramento to be able to pull in that fourth pick. If that was to happen, man, oh man, I'd be one happy camper, bro. Hinker Harm said, Obi is our sleeper. He is. He definitely is. And good night to you too, bro. Yeah, and I just wanted to stop in for a quick second, man. I'm not even gonna hold you guys too long. I just wanted to come in, and just mac with you guys for a little bit and get your thoughts on what I'm saying as far as the Knicks being the new 2014 Golden State Warriors. King of Kill said, we low key have the all stars of tomorrow's NBA. We do. Think about it. Quickly, Obi, RJ. I truly believe in my heart, if given the right development, that Quentin Grimes can average at least 14 to 18 points per game. The kid is a sniper. And he doesn't. If you notice the games last season, he never fears the moment. He goes and get it. Shout out to a sports fan. He said, "What do you think is worse, being a Knicks fan or a Kings fan?" I don't know, man. I think it's probably a Kings fan, but not necessarily. Maybe it's a Knicks fan because we seem to care about our team more than the Sacramento Kings fans do. They seem to just go on about life like their team is still doing good, while the Knicks fans, we over here really struggling with the fact that our team is not getting into the playoffs. I really don't see Sacramento fans on Twitter or social media anywhere for that matter really saying like, "Oh, I wish we would do," you know. I really I don't. Sometimes I feel like Sacramento don't even have fans, to be honest with you, and that's not a knock on them. I just sometimes I feel like Sacramento Kings really don't have fans because I never hear their fans getting mad. I never see their fans talking on Twitter. No, none of that. King of Kill said, and Reddish, he is nice. Reddish is a beast, but I do not think that Reddish will be on the New York Knicks roster next season. I think that the Knicks realize that the dream of getting Zion Williamson is slowly slipping away, and they're not gonna really try. I think that they brought Cam Reddish just to get rid of Knox and to pair him with RJ Barrett to entice Zion Williamson. But I don't think that Zion Williamson really sees a future right at the moment with the New York Knicks. Shout out to King of Kill. He said Kings fans have too many other teams in Cali. Exactly. That's why they really don't have that many fans. That's what I really don't see them really too bothered that their team is trash. Hinker Harm said Kings actually deserve some success. They do. I liked it. The old Sacramento Kings with Stojakovic when Chris Webber was there, Bibby, Christie, Divac, Vlad Divac. I liked it when they was going against the Lakers. I kind of was a Lakers hater when I was a kid. I really hated the Lakers. I couldn't stand Kobe. I couldn't stand Shaq that well because they was part of the Lakers team. So whatever team really that was going, especially with Philadelphia, whichever team that was pretty much going against the Lakers when I was a kid, I liked them, and I liked the Sacramento Kings too. Hank Arm said, "I'm sorry, Kings. Yes, yes. I actually live in the city that the Kings organization started at. Is Rochester, New York. The Kings are originally from Rochester, New York, the city that I live in. They was called the Rochester Royals back then, and they actually have two championships, which some people don't know." Shout out to King of Kill. He said, "I don't want Zion. He has zero discipline." I think I'll take Zion. If we could get Zion, man, come on. Shout out to Francisco Carrillo. He said Kings don't know what winning a chip means. We do. Exactly. I mean, they know. I'm not the current owners. Actually, the Kings don't have no championships. I think their only championships is when they were the Rochester Royals. And the Knicks, yes, you're right. We do have championship pedigree. We have been there. We know what it takes, and we are thirsting for that championship. I think watching the Golden State Warriors win their championship and knowing that the Knicks was so close to getting Steph Curry, I think it just got a different type of emotion out of me right now to know that like how I feel about Steph Curry, I truly feel like Steph Curry is the best player in the world. I don't care about LeBron. I don't care about Kevin Durant, Giannis. I've never seen a point guard 6'2" who was that unstoppable. Shout out to Hinker Harms. He said Jason Williams was nice at on. Yeah, thank you. I forgot about him. Oh man, with the white chocolate with the handle. He was nice. Yeah, man. Hey, how many of y'all remember Jason Williams' handle, man? Shout out to Hinker Harms. He said Curry was amped to come here. He was. You remember he did the interview? He was like, man, I thought I was going to New York. And he even make a reference. He always make a reference to say that when he talk about New York. And he always bring up the simple fact, like in his last interview, he was talking about Steve Kerr was supposed to be the Knicks coach. Think about that. Think about if we would have got Curry and Steve Kerr. What would the Knicks be the one with 4 championships right now, looking like a dynasty? 6 rings, 6 banners. Let me know. But I'm not really going. I'm not trying to really hold you guys. I just wanted to come. I really wanted to come and crash thoughts together. With you guys, since I don't be having no life. I mean, because New York Knicks basketball. I mean, it absorbs my brain every day. So I mean, I'm not. What you said, Henker? He said early dynasty, alternate timelines. Facts, man. Facts, man. We would have been the dynasty that everyone would be talking about right now. But, I'm not going to hold you guys anymore. I do want to let you know that we do have some new videos coming very soon. So I want you guys to be, stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking trades. And, oh, yeah, before we leave, what player do you think I, OUA, wants the Knicks to go after this offseason? What player do you think that I'm going to be making a video on who I think will be a difference maker next season for the New York Knicks? And I want you guys to make sure that you stay tuned for that video, which will be on my channel soon. And also, let me know, guys, do you want me to do a draft party or after draft party discussing what the Knicks did? You guys can let me know on here, on my Twitter. Just let me know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should do a draft party or after draft party? You get what I mean? A sports said, I can't wait until the Knicks game. Man, I can't wait till the Knicks come back too, man. It's gonna be so boring, bro. So boring. You guys don't know how much I suffered during the summer times because I'm an introvert, man. And my life is filled with Knicks every day. My life is centered around Knicks Twitter. So if you guys are on Twitter, make sure that you check me out at OUA Knicks fan page on Twitter, man, because that's where I'll be at. And if you got good conversation when it comes to about the Knicks, I'm always down to chat with you guys. Francisco Carrillo said, if Tibbs has to go, what about Mark Jackson? I'm not even going to say that Mark Jackson is a bad decision, but I still don't believe that Tom Thibodeau was a bad decision. I believe that Tom Thibodeau was put in a rock in a hard place to where he had to cater to Julius Randle. And if you notice, when he finally seen that it wasn't going to work with Julius Randle at the end of the season, what did he do? He went to the person who he saw had the juice at that point in time, which was RJ Barrett. So, I mean, if I say this to Knicks fans like me, if we can, let's give Tom Thibodeau one more season. How about that? How about we give Tom Thibodeau one more season to see if he can, you know, eliminate the love affair that he had with Julius Randle, to where Julius Randle, no matter what mistake he made, Tom Thibodeau was willing to forgive him for it, because that's another thing that played part into the demise of the Knicks' chances of even getting to the playoffs last season. Shout out to King of Kill, Donovan Mitchell, man. If we get the Spider, man, we going to the championship. No, I'm just joking, man. Yo, we get Donovan Mitchell, man. But I'll ask you this, King of Kill, Donovan Mitchell, who we giving up? Francisco Carrillo, J SOC. What you mean, bro? Shout out to Hinker Harms. He said Middleton or Wiggins. They both want a chip. They both want a chip alone. Want a chip alone. So you saying that they both want to be the man? I don't think Middleton or Wiggins can come over here and take the throne from RJ Barrett. King of Kill said draft party. Wait, but draft party or draft after? So you saying the draft party while it's going on? Okay, if a lot of people hit me up after this, because I'm gonna be uploading, videos after this. If you guys hit me up and tell me that you rather the draft party or the after draft party, whichever people tell me to do the first, I will do that first. And during the draft parties, I'm gonna be having highlights up of some of our players, and we could do it like that. And man, we could just chill and talk about Knicks, man, and see where the Knights land. See where the night land us, man. Shout out to Francisco Carrillo. He said, "Do you think Randall could be our Wiggins?" No, I think Randall could get traded for Wiggins. If that's any consolation to what you're asking, I think Randall should get traded for Wiggins, but I don't think that he could be our Wiggins, because first of all, he deals with his emotions too much. He never wants to play defense when he's not having a good offensive game. So I really don't see no reason for Randall to continue to be on the New York Knicks after the blow up that he had last season with the New York Knicks. I don't think there's really a place for him on the team. Oh, my Twitter link. I have it. When this video uploaded, I'll just put it in the link in the description, and then if you want to, you can come back and then just check it out, and I'll start up putting them in my descriptions anyways for you guys. Shout out to King of Kill. He said he gets one more season. If he plays the vets too much, he's out of here. I agree. I completely agree. Because at the end of the day, I was kind of ready for Tom Thibodeau to go too, with how he was catering to Randall. But once I seen that he was growing more likely to play the young players, even though he really didn't have a choice, because Randall just melted down that bad, to where he had no choice but to play Obi and give Obi time. You get what I mean? So if he could do that and he can play the young players more, I completely agree with you. But if he can't, yeah, Tom Thibodeau needs to go. Shout out to a sports fan. He said, "I prefer Jaden Ivey over Donovan Mitchell." Yeah, when you speak about health, and when you referencing health and you referencing age, yeah, I would definitely choose Jaden Ivey. Plus, he's way more. And let's be honest, Donovan Mitchell is an explosive player, but Jaden Ivey, that boy jumps out the gym. He got that Ja Morant spring in his steps when he going towards the basket. When he goes toward the basket, he's looking like a complete killer. I'm telling you, man, that I would love for the Knicks to get Jaden Ivey, man. I'll be totally honest with you guys. A sports fan said, shout out to a sports fan. He said Knicks can give up Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, and Julius Randle for Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I think but it's all about whether or not Utah Jazz will even be willing to take that deal. That's the question. Oh, oh, I gotta look him up, Francisco. I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna look Jeremy up. I promise you, bro. Shout out to a sports fan. He said, or just trade the vets. And who we getting back though? That's the only question. Shout out to Henker Harms. He said, I feel for tour coaches, keep them. Oh, you say you feel for our coaches, keep them. Yeah, yeah, I feel for them too. Especially having a deal. Did you see? I'm pretty sure you guys been looking at the little highlights that I got. Wait, oh no, I don't think I even got it up there. Where Julius Randle slapping the laptop, almost slapping the laptop out the coach hand, man. You don't do that, man. Now the coaches got a problem with you, and the fans got a problem with you. I don't see no way for Julius Randle to be back on our team next season. Shout out to a sports fan. He said Jaden Ivey can make the Knicks into a top three team, maybe. I agree, but that's only if he knows how to play with RJ Barrett. We got to understand, RJ Barrett is our meal ticket. He is. We want to build the team around RJ Barrett. You get what I mean? If we could build the team around RJ Barrett, because let's be honest, RJ Barrett is not a selfish player. He's always willing to pass, and he can get the floor open with the way that he drives to the basket. And he's becoming more explosive and unstoppable at the rim to where it opens up the floor for other players. And I believe Jaden Ivey would do the same thing if you really be on if to be honest with you. Hinker Harm said, wait one more year and then explode. Okay. Shout out to New Yorker. Thank you for joining us. Jalen, he said Jalen Williams is my guy at 11. Jalen Williams is nice. I would not take that from you. But if we could move, if don't you think New Yorker, if we could move up to where we got Jaden Ivey, would you rather do that versus getting Jalen Williams, who has the potential to fall past 11? If to be honest with you, it's a possibility that Jalen Williams could fall beyond 11. What do you think? Shout out to a sports fan. He said, I don't get why Randall got mad at coach. He was just helping him. Randall did that because he doesn't want to be on the New York Knicks anymore. And I agree. He should leave. Shout out to Hinker Harms. He said, your channel is amazing. Keep going. Thank you, brother, man. Thank you. I love you too, man. I love all of y'all, man. Everybody that come here and rock with your boy, man. I truly, truly appreciate you guys because I really come on here because I be want to have people to talk to about the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks consumes my life. So me coming on here talking about New York Knicks, rocking with you guys, that's like me being able to talk to my friends about the team that we love. So, and talk to my family about the team that we love. So, man, you make this channel amazing. You and everybody else who come here, you guys definitely make this channel amazing. But, I mean, I don't know what to say. I basically can't do this without you guys, man. That's basically how it is. Shout out to New Yorker. Hinker Harm said YouTube is weird on the phone. Yes, it is. It's very, man. It's just too weird, bro. New Yorker said, "Is Jules gone Thursday? Hopefully, we'll see though." King, shout out to King of Kill. He said, only bring back Melo for his farewell season. If he's going to retire, I definitely want Melo to be on the New York Knicks. I definitely want his farewell tour, if he's planning on retire, to be with the New York Knicks. But is they going to want to bring him off the bench, or is he going to try to force his way to start? I don't think Melo is a starter anymore. But I mean, he has upped his defense, so you never know. Shout out to New Yorker. He said Jalen Williams going 13 if we don't get him. That's the kind of range, the 13, 14 range. That's what I was looking when I was looking at his highlights. That was kind of the range that I was seeing Jalen Williams maybe fall into, like, that 13, 14 range. And if I was the Knicks, if I couldn't get Jaden Ivey, and you know, McAuthrin didn't fall to us, Davis didn't fall to us. I mean, Jalen Williams would definitely be on that list of players that I would go get. You said I have New Yorker said I have questions about Ivy giving up too much to get him. I do too, but I feel like this: as long as we're not giving up R.J. Barrett and all of our young players, let's say if we give up, and I hate to say it, Quentin Grimes and Julius Randle, I'm all for it. Or if we giving up quickly and Julius Randle, you see everything includes Julius Randle. So yeah, if it's that, I'm all for it. But if it got anything to try to do with RJ Barrett, giving up RJ Barrett, never. I'm not giving up RJ Barrett because he's the player I want to build a team around. Oh man, I love that 12-13 season with Melo was fire, bro. It hurt. It definitely hurt. I think you want to know what I think really hurt us that season. I think it was. I think it was. Oh my God, the coach for freaking the Mavericks, Jason. I think it was his. I think it was his age. I definitely think it was Jason Kidd. I think it was. I think. I think it was his. I think it was his age. That's what I think it was. I think if Jason Kidd was a little bit younger, I think we would have went. We would have got far. Should the Knicks get Malcolm Brogdon? It depends on. I mean, how do you view Malcolm Brogdon? I mean, he hasn't really been transcendent since he left the Milwaukee Bucks. Can he stay healthy enough to even be on the court with the New York Knicks? This is the questions that get me when I think about Malcolm Brogdon. I'll be honest with you. Shout out to Philip Casanovas. He said, I need Ivy and the vets going to be the young guys. Our Tibbs players, front office messed up when they brought back all the vets. I think they messed up. Yeah, when they brought back all the vets. I think they really. You want to know what I really think? I think they really messed up at the beginning of the season when they listened to the media bash Kemba Walker. I think if they would have let the Knicks figure it out just a little bit longer, I think the Knicks would have had, I think the Knicks would have eventually gelled together to where they went kind of far. So that's how I feel. I mean, it's either or. You get what I mean? The front office, they're not perfect, but I truly believe that the front office is better than our last regime. Can you agree to that, Philip? Let me know. Do you think our front office is better than our last front office? Shout out to New York. He said, I like Ben and Davis too, but they could be gone. Yeah, 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 because they got Davis listed at 10. And who's picking 10? I think the Washington Wizards. Yeah, if he lands to the Washington Wizards, you already know that they're going to take him. And I think they got Ben going to, if I'm not mistaken, Portland Trailblazers. Could it be the Trailblazers? I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be too no IQ. I mean, I would give up IQ, man. I would give up IQ. Shout out to Hicker Harms. He said, my mom likes your voice. Shout out to your moms, man. Shout out to your mom and many blessings to her. Many blessings to her. You making eggs? For sure, bro. Oh, you making a meal preparation. Okay, for sure, man. For sure, man. Shout out to King of Kill. He said we don't need no injury prone players. Definitely don't, man. We definitely don't, man. Especially that's what makes me wonder about Malcolm Brogdon, man. I'm like, yo, you kind of injury prone, man. You kind of stay on the injured list, man. Shout out to New Yorker. He said Philly wants Burks for 23rd. I can't wait. Mm, mm. I wish I could put up the emoji that shows me thinking. Would you guys take? Would you guys take that deal? If Philly wanted to give up the 23rd pick for Alex Burke, would you guys take that pick? Shout out to the Spartans. He said this past season where did you expect the Knicks to finish? I expect the Knicks. I didn't expect for the Knicks to, in my opinion, if I could have had it my way, we would have been number one. But I expected the Knicks to finish at least between 4 and 6. I thought that what we had the season before our playoff run, I didn't think that that was really a fluke. No matter what the media said, I didn't believe that it was a fluke. I believe that when Derrick Rose came to the team, he really, really propelled them to another level. So when people say like, "Oh, the playoff run was a fluke," nah, I don't agree with you. I saw the growth in RJ Barrett. Let's be honest, we seen growth in quickly from the jump. Quickly came out and was on fire. He became a spark off the bench. It was so many things that played into that playoff run season for the New York Knicks. You get what I mean? So I mean, I kind of figured it between 4 and 6. That's really where I thought that they was gonna finish at. Shout out to Philip Casanovas. He said, without a doubt, they are better. It's nice to know no matter what they do in the draft, we are going to get players who can play, unlike the past with Frank and Knox. I mean, I say that with Frank. I think that Frank didn't develop the way that I wanted him to, but I think that bringing in Julius Randle took Kevin Knox out of his zone. If you remember Kevin Knox rookie season, he was averaging 14 points per game. That's good. If you could come into the league as a not highly touted player, a not highly sought after player, and you manage to average, no matter if you're how bad the players around you are, but if you can average 14 points per game and give it your all and look and shoot the way that he was shooting, I I believe that Kevin Knox, if given a chance, that Kevin Knox could really, really be something, man. I won't even front. Shout out to Francisco Carrillo. He said, I hope for better. What they do from this point on will tell. Yeah, man. They just got to keep going, man. But, I ain't going to hold you guys anymore, man. And I would definitely like to thank you guys, as always, for joining me again. And I can't, like I expressed earlier, man, I can't do this without you guys. So I hope to see all of you guys drop by to chat with your boy again. And like always, if you're new to the channel and or excuse me, a returning viewer and you would like to support, all I ask is that you like, subscribe, and bang that notification bell. That way you'll be helping me get my videos out to the new viewers and help me grow this channel. And as always, I want to say to you guys, stay blessed and stay safe. And yes, you're totally right, a sports fan. When the Knicks started 5-1, I was thinking they was going to be good. I thought they was going to be serious too. I thought that they was going to be a very, very serious teams. I gotta agree with you on there. But as always, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. Like I was saying, if you're new to the channel or a returning viewer and you would like to support, please subscribe to the channel. We trying to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, man, we could be banging this out all summer together to where hopefully in the future I could be giving out Knicks tickets, man, putting towards my effort to give somebody the experience that so many Knicks fans wants. So I just like to thank you guys again for joining me. I want you to stay safe and lead by example. Peace.